In this automotive journey through time, we're uncovering 11 iconic American car brands that vanished forever and the shocking business mistakes that led to their downfall. Number 1. Studebaker. Before the automobile revolution, Studebaker was already making a name for itself crafting wagons for America's pioneers. Founded in 1852 by 5 brothers in South Bend, Indiana, this company built a reputation for quality and reliability that would carry them into the automotive age. When Studebaker shifted to automobiles in 1902, they brought that same craftsmanship to their cars. Their electric models were actually among America's first commercially successful automobiles. By the 1920s, Studebaker had positioned themselves as makers of affordable, quality cars that everyday Americans could aspire to own. Number 2. Packard. While Studebaker struggled with aging factories, another American automaker was facing a very different crisis of identity. Packard once stood as America's answer to Rolls-Royce, the ultimate symbol of automotive prestige. Founded in 1899, these weren't just cars, they were masterpieces of engineering wrapped in luxury that made them the preferred choice of presidents and Hollywood royalty. But when the Great Depression hit, Packard made a fateful decision that would eventually destroy them. They began chasing sales volume by introducing cheaper models. It seemed smart at the time, they needed to survive the economic collapse, but they unknowingly poisoned their own reputation. The exclusive became ordinary. Number 3. Nash. While Packard struggled to recapture its luxury image, another American automaker was facing a completely different paradox. Nash Motors, founded in 1916 by former GM president Charles Nash, was building cars decades ahead of their time, yet consumers just weren't buying it. Ever wonder why a company that introduced revolutionary safety features like seat belts and unibody construction in the 1940s disappeared just as these innovations became industry standards? Nash prioritized durability and engineering excellence when most Americans were captivated by flashy styling and raw horsepower from the big 3 manufacturers. Number 4. DeSoto. Here's the strange paradox of automotive history. While Nash couldn't survive despite its innovations, DeSoto couldn't survive because it wasn't different enough. When Chrysler launched this stylish brand in 1928, it achieved something remarkable, a first-year sales record that remained unbroken for 3 decades. Talk about making a grand entrance. DeSoto's post-war years showcased its brilliance with the eye-catching, forward-look styling of the 1950s. Those distinctive tail fins weren't just for show. They represented American optimism and futurism rolling on 4 wheels. The brand's adventurer model and powerful Fire Dome VI-8 engines built a loyal following among drivers who wanted both style and muscle in their driveway. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great! Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Number 5. Hudson. Corporate politics didn't just doom DeSoto, they also claimed a true American racing legend. The Hudson Hornet's revolutionary step-down design made it practically unbeatable on the track in the early 1950s, but even NASCAR dominance couldn't save this engineering marvel from extinction. What made the Hudson Hornet so special? Unlike other cars where passengers sat on top of the frame, Hudson's innovative step-down design positioned riders within the chassis. This wasn't just a comfort feature. It created the lowest center of gravity of any American car at the time, giving the Hornet extraordinary handling advantages. The results were undeniable. Hornets dominated NASCAR, winning an astonishing 83% of the races they entered. But while Hudson ruled the racetrack, they were losing the battle in showrooms. The company simply couldn't keep up with the Big Three's annual redesigns. By 1954, financial pressures forced Hudson to merge with Nash, forming American Motors Corporation. By 1957, the Hudson name disappeared completely, its revolutionary engineering approach abandoned for Nash-based designs. Number 6. Tucker Corporation. The American dream of innovation sometimes becomes an American nightmare of conspiracy. While Hudson's story ended through market pressures, the fate of Preston Tucker's revolutionary car raises far more troubling questions about power in the automotive industry. After World War II, Preston Tucker envisioned creating the safest, most technologically advanced car America had ever seen. His Tucker 48 wasn't just stylish, it was decades ahead of its time. That third eye in the center, a headlight that turned with the steering wheel for better visibility on curves. The padded dashboard and pop-out windshield were safety innovations innovations that wouldn't become standard for another 20 years. But powerful forces apparently didn't want Tucker's vision on American roads. A mysterious SEC investigation and coordinated media smear campaign cut the company's legs out from under it. Though Tucker was eventually cleared of all fraud charges, the damage was done. Only 51 cars were ever produced before the company collapsed in 1949. Number 7. Kaiser Fraser. After Tucker's fall, another American automotive saga was unfolding with seemingly better odds. While Tucker had ambition, Kaiser Fraser had something even more valuable in the car business: cold, hard cash. Shipbuilding tycoon Henry Kaiser and experienced auto executive Joseph Fraser launched their company with a staggering financial advantage that should have ensured success. Kaiser Fraser brilliantly exploited a market gap after World War II. While the Big Three were still pushing pre-war designs, Kaiser Fraser delivered fresh, modern vehicles that captured the imagination of car-hungry Americans just emerging from wartime restrictions. The company wasn't afraid to experiment. Their compact Henry J aimed at fuel-conscious drivers, even selling through Sears under the Allstate name. Most impressively, the sleek Kaiser Darren sports car featured innovative sliding doors and a fiberglass body, beating the Corvette to market with this revolutionary material. Number 8. Willys Overland. While innovative materials were making waves at Kaiser Fraser, another American brand was busy creating a vehicle so rugged it would literally help win World War II. Before becoming synonymous with military vehicles, Willys Overland was actually one of America's largest automakers in the early 20th century, with popular models like the Overland and Whippet filling American roads. The company's defining moment came during World War II with the development of the iconic Jeep, whose off-road capabilities proved indispensable to Allied forces. After the war, Willys faced the challenging transition from military contractor to civilian manufacturer. They attempted to expand with passenger cars like the Willys Aero, but these never gained significant market share against the Big Three's dominance. With limited resources, the company made a strategic pivot to focus primarily on Jeep vehicles, including civilian models like station wagons and pickup trucks that offered practical solutions for families and businesses. These vehicles built on the Jeep's rugged reputation but weren't enough to maintain independence. Number 9. Checker Motors. From rugged wilderness to crowded city streets, American automakers often found success in specialized niches. While Jeep conquered off-road terrain, Checker Motors dominated urban landscapes with vehicles that became cultural icons. Founded in 1922 by Morris Markin, Checker created the definitive American taxi that you've seen in countless movies set in New York City. The Marathon Taxi, introduced in 1956, was the automotive equivalent of a workhorse, deliberately prioritizing function over fashion. What made these boxy cabs special wasn't sleek styling or powerful engines, but practical features taxi drivers actually needed: extraordinarily spacious interiors, wide rear doors for easy entry, and tank-like durability that could withstand constant use on pothole-filled city streets. The Marathon's design remained virtually unchanged for 26 years, an eternity in the automotive world. This wasn't laziness but strategy. Checker's small operation, producing just 20 vehicles daily, thrived by focusing exclusively on what worked rather than chasing annual style changes. Checker attempted to court regular consumers in the 1960s with passenger versions of their iconic taxi. These vehicles appealed to practical buyers who valued the same features taxi drivers did: unmatched interior room and bulletproof reliability. Available in colors beyond the familiar yellow, including black and maroon, these consumer marathons found a small but loyal following. Number 10. Rambler. While Checker faded into automotive history, another American car manufacturer had been pioneering a solution to problems Detroit didn't yet know it would face. In 1954, an executive named George Romney took control of struggling American Motors Corporation and made a bold, contrarian bet. Instead of competing with the chrome-laden land yachts rolling out of Detroit factories, Romney focused exclusively on compact, practical vehicles through AMC's Rambler brand. This wasn't just an alternative strategy. It was a fundamentally different philosophy about what American cars should be. Romney's vision directly challenged Detroit's bigger is better mindset, with vehicles featuring practical innovations like reclining seats and unibody construction. He even publicly criticized the Big Three's annual model changes as planned obsolescence, advocating instead for sensible quality over style and gimmicks. During the 1957-58 recession, Romney's approach paid off spectacularly. shortly. As Americans suddenly became cost-conscious, Rambler sales surged, with the brand becoming a symbol of practical transportation for a changing America. Number 11. Bricklin. As Rambler's practical approach gained traction during the recession, another entrepreneur was about to take a very different gamble in the automotive world. Malcolm Bricklin had already found success bringing Subaru to American shores, but his next venture aimed much higher, creating a sports car that looked exotic while keeping you alive. The Bricklin SV1, that's Safety Vehicle 1, hit the scene in 1974 with gull-wing doors that made people stop and stare. Unlike other flashy sports cars of the era, this one featured an integrated roll cage, padded dashboard, and energy-absorbing bumpers. The Canadian government loved Bricklin's promise to create jobs in economically struggling New Brunswick, pouring millions into the factory. But actually building these futuristic machines proved disastrous. Those acrylic resin body panels looked amazing but created manufacturing nightmares. Quality issues multiplied, deliveries fell behind, and costs skyrocketed. By 1976, only 2,800 cars had rolled off the assembly line before bankruptcy hit, leaving Canadian taxpayers $23 million poorer.